This video is made for the students of English literature in BA part 2. In this video we are going to discuss about the poem Ode to the West Wind written by P.B. Shelley. This poem is prescribed in your syllabus in paper first, that is poetry and drama, in section A. So first of all we will discuss who was P.B. Shelley, what were his works, why was he famous for. P.B. Shelley was born in 1792 and died in 1822. He is remembered for his lyrical poems, which are intensely revolutionary and imaginative. Shelley was destined for the Parliament and educated at Eton and Oxford, an education against which he rebelled. In 1811, he married Harriet Westbrook, a marriage which collapsed by 1814, and Shelley eloped with Mary Godwin. Shelley's major poems are The Revolt of Islam, that was published in 1818, The Mask of Anarchy, that was published in 1819, and Prometheus Unbound, that was published in 1820. Like Byron Shelley, he was also inspired by the idealism of political action. He died at the age of 30 by drowning in a boat accident. Basically, P.B. Shelley belonged to the Romantic movement. In English literature, the period identified as the Romantic period is a period of beginning with the French Revolution and ending with Victoria's succession to the throne of England, or even before. The six major poets identified with this period are William Wordsworth, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and Robert Southey as the three Romantics, and George Gordon Byron, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and John Keats as the younger Romantics. So, Romanticism is identified with certain characteristics, and the most important of these is the concept of creativity. The younger Romantics, that include P.B. Shelley, relate to nature in different ways and at different levels. Shelley perceived in it a parallelism, a voice for the human experience, a tempestuousness, an action, movement, restlessness, change, and creativity. Ode to the West Wind is a poem of that kind. It is a very fine exposition of Shelley's treatment of nature. Man once again is at the center of this experience, but nature acquires an all encompassing role. The optimism is derived from nature. This poem was written in 1819 and is one of the finest of Shelley's lyrics. Written in woods near Florence, it was composed on a day when the west wind was both mild and animating. The poem celebrates the elemental rush of the wind. Metaphor succeeds metaphor, and simile follows simile. The rhythm of the poem also keeps pace with the tempestuous gale. The first three stanzas are in praise of the west wind. From destroyer to bringer of clouds, it moves rapidly over the Mediterranean to the Atlantic. The next part is expressive of personal anguish to be followed by hopes of a happier future. Shelley was a prophet, and his poetry is the medium of his prophetic message. He was a visionary who dreamed of the golden age. In the concluding lines of Ode to the West Wind, Shelley takes up the role of a prophet and a reformer. He is aware of the fact that the old revolutionary fire of his young days is no longer in him, but his brain is like an unextinguished hearth. He requests the west wind to scatter from his fiery mind the ashes and sparks of his revolutionary zeal. Shelley believes that if the west wind lends its power to him, he can shake the world by his prophetic words. Through his poems, he wants to spread the gospel of hope to human lying low in the pool of ignorance and misery. Ode to the West Wind ends with an optimistic note, which is a characteristic of Shelley's poetry. One of the very famous from this poem is, "If winter comes, can spring be far behind?" The golden age in Shelley's views lies not in the past but in the future. He hopes that the dark period will end and period of prosperity and plenty must dawn. So Shelley's Ode to the West Wind is a message of hope to the suffering humanity. For Shelley, poets are the unacknowledged legislators of future. Thematically, Ode to the West Wind is divided into two parts. The first three stanzas describe the power of the west wind in the terms of images. In the last two stanzas, Shelley expresses his personal reflection and contrasts his destiny with that of the wind. In other words, thematically, the poem centers around the contrast between the eye of Shelley and external world of nature. The poem is the expression of the poet's longing for such powers as the west wind has. Ode to the West Wind is in 5 stanzas of 14 lines each, and the rhyme scheme is terza rima. Each stanza is like a sonnet, emotionally self-contained. The rhyme scheme of each stanza is ABA, BCB, CDC, DED, and EE. Rhythm. From the first line to the last, the poem is passionate and forceful. The rhythm of the poem keeps pace with the tempestuous gale. The movement of the lines is swift like that of the west wind. One stanza follows another in the most natural manner, and according to the rhyme scheme, that is terza rima, there is a regular development from one stanza to another. Shelley changes his rhythm not only from stanza to stanza and line to line, but from word to word with every lightest variation of feeling. We can sum up the Ode to the West Wind poem that there is an artistic touch, beauty of nature, and a message in the melancholy music of Shelley. So this was a short introduction, brief introduction about P.B. Shelley and his ode, that is Ode to the West Wind, in your syllabus. In our forthcoming videos, we will study the poem Ode to the West Wind. So that's all for today, students. Thank you all.